Welcome back, everyone, to the Path of the Awenydd, your guide to inspired living using the power of astrology and tarot. I am your big bad wolf astrologer, Blythe Mardrug, here to guide you into your weekly forecast. This week, it's all about opposites, opposites, opposites. We've got Uranus opposite Mercury. We've got the Sun opposite Mars. We have Venus coming up into opposite aspect to Neptune. And not only that, we've got the Sun and Mars also squaring up to Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, creating a T-square. Also, we've got the new moon in Libra coming up into the end of this week, and we also have the dreaded Mercury retrograde. Yay! I can hear everyone shouting at the same time. And I'm here to guide you on not only how to survive these challenging aspects, but also to how to thrive through them. So I will see you in a few minutes. Hi Cancer, this is your weekly forecast of week commencing 12th of October 2020. We begin the week here with a T-square between Mars in your 10th house in Aries, sign of Aries, and the Sun in your 4th house of home in Libra, squaring up to all Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter in your 7th house in the sign of Capricorn. What this T-square is saying to me is that there's this drive, this energy to do things in the workplace. Because Mars retrograde is retrograde, there's a lot of second guessing yourself, but there's this inner drive to do something, to be more in your career or some long-term goals that you've got, and it's clashing a little bit with this energy for your home life, and you're wanting, you've got this balance. You want this work-life balance, and it's starting to show in this opposition. Now, this opposition needs to be. It requires a balance. It requires a compromise. So both in your work and in your home. So it's basically the home life balance that we all work home life balance that we all try to achieve. But again, Mars is trying to be trying to push that work ethic. And it's starting to affect your relationships. This square is in your relationship house, and this is your, not only your personal relationships, but also your business relationships and your close friends relationships. So you've got that Saturn energy, which is, it's being restrictive. So you may have you feel like you're being pulled in two directions. As if you've got that, if you've got a significant other, and you've got your work colleagues or your boss or your business partner, it's that tying. How do you balance that tying between them? And Capricorn's very earthy, so this is all very grounded in reality. And you got Pluto here, a bit of a power struggle as well, which I can see happening between your business and work life. And you've got Jupiter there, which is usually very expanding, very energetic on its own, and then you add that energy with Mars and the Sun together, and you just find yourself overdoing something. So you're trying to please everybody at the same time, which I don't think is going to work. You have to set some priorities. You have to really find that compromise. And this T-square at the moment has a release valve in this first house, which is you. This is how you express yourself. And being Cancerian, you're very sensitive, very caring person. You just need to to express that to everyone involved, saying that you're doing your best. You're very sensitive to their needs, and that you understand that the balance between work and home at the moment is requiring more effort on your side. You also have this sextile to Jupiter. That excess energy is sextiling to Neptune, which is retrograde in Pisces in your 9th house, which is philosophy. And journeys, long journeys. Uh, it's that ideals. It's that higher learning as well. So could be just a learning phase, and in your partnerships, in your business, yeah, in your partnerships, um, having to do with your ideals and how to learn to work with that. And with Neptune retrograde, it's um, the usual dreamy state of Neptune is taken away. So you're faced with the reality of the situation, and you're learning from this. This this little um, this stressful situation that you've got at the moment, which is this T what this T square is causing, is a learning phase for you. And then you've got the Uranus opposite Mercury. Uranus is in your 11th house of goals, your dreams, your friendships, in Taurus. And you've got Mercury in your 5th house of creativity, things that you enjoy doing. And also it's in Scorpio, which is things that are hidden. So this could be Uranus is the rebel. He wants to be free of restriction. He wants that ideal. He's using that divine creativity uh, in Welsh it's called Awenydd, which is you're just inspired by the. Don't know where it's coming from. It just hits you. It's just inspired, and it's something. Your friends are very earthly, very practical people. Most of your friends, I would say, you're drawn to that practicality, and how people naturally just know how to do things with what they're given, and this creativity that we see in the 5th house in Scorpio, which it's probably something that you kept hidden, you kept away from everybody, but now you're trying to express that, and it's causing a bit of a shock to your friends because they didn't know that part about you. And so that is coming through at the moment, and we've got to see that it's a mild T-square with the moon at the moment as well, in your 2nd house of personal resources, because this may be an emotional need to be able to express yourself. It's what you value. This goes away quite quick. It's not a major aspect, but it's just something to keep in look at. You also got Venus here in your 3rd house of communication, which is trying to release some of that stress that opposite and that T-square is causing. So that's that communication, that love of writing. So it could be something that you're writing about. That creative energy, it's being put towards writing what you love, which people don't know that you do. And yes. So if we move on to the next day, on the 13th, we've got the moon moving into Virgo, sextiling with your Venus, and it's also starting to trine. So your moon is acting as a release valve for both the T-square of the Mars and Sun and Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter, and it's also acting as a release valve for the Uranus, Mercury opposite. Now we've got Mercury going into retrograde. Yay! I know everybody enjoys Mercury retrogrades. So that creativity, that it could be you're feeling a bit overwhelmed with it, or you're thinking too much on it. You just need to, with that, you just need to make sure that you slow down and are able to. Yeah, it's that thinking. It's that you're getting too mired into your things become too fuzzy. So you just need to stop and write down things. Make sure that you can really think about it. You've got to clarify what you're trying to do. Um, Venus and the Moon in your third house is all about communication. It's very personal. It becomes very personal, very emotional for you. It's shining a light on that subconscious area. That is bringing up some stuff that you've had to deal with. It's trining up to Uranus in your friendship house. So people are again uh, not used to being able to see that side of you. So it's a very good thing because means that you become more personable to people, and it's also trining up to your relationships house. So this communicating with your partnerships, it's helping to relieve some of that stress that T square is causing, which is happening all week. So that's something to do, and that love of being able to write, being able to communicate with people, it's what you like to do, and it's especially the details. You're communicating the details, your work ethics, and your schedules and things like that. So maybe just being able to tell people this is your schedule that you want to work with, and as long as everybody knows about that, it can start helping out with any power struggles between work and home life. The Moon and Venus are opposite the Neptune in your ninth house. So this is again has to do with that learning phase. Again, we are seeing a need for balance between your love of doing something and the ideal of maybe of how much you've got to learn about what you need to do. Yes, and what else we got? Go forward a bit. So we got Moon moving out of your third house, moving into the fourth house, coming up to the new moon on the 16th, and joining that great T-square that has been influencing everybody this week in different areas. But now you come into that the moon in your fourth house, which that's its house. It's what it likes. It's all about how you feel. You're being protected, and there's a balance, the emotional balance that you love in this house, and it's joining up with that energy of the sun, which is probably outshining it, but it's the new moon is there. The new moon is always a time for new beginnings, a time to restart an area in your life, and this area is your balance, your home balance, and compromise with those around you, your relatives. Obviously, Mercury's gone retrograde now. It's full-blown retrograde. So just be aware of any miscommunications. And maybe with children, maybe you need to think about them a bit more if you've got children. Romantic relationships, you need to communicate more with them. Yes, but you still got the Venus in your third house with communication with your partnerships. So that's very, very much the key here, I think, is communicating with the loved ones or your partners, and writing things down for them, just making sure they know where you are, where you stand. And then we have the moon at the end of the week going conjunct with Mercury in Scorpio. So you get that fifth house of creativity, trining up to Neptune, opposite Uranus. So you've got that emotional side coming through with your creativity. It's opening up things in your subconscious, and things that were happening when you were writing about it now comes full blown into your communication. But just remember, just to slow down your thinking, because you got Mercury retrograde there, and it may be causing you to overthink things, and what we think is always influences how we feel. So we could be trying to overblow the situation, or thinking it's too fuzzy that we're not seeing the reality for what we are seeing, what we're thinking. So it's maybe just a little bit out of touch. So you just need to make sure that maybe you're second guessing yourself in the creativity, or maybe there's some miscommunication. Maybe you've got some bad feedback or something like that. Just stop and think. And if this is what you enjoy doing, just do it. I mean, people always will criticize you. So if there's anything that's being criticized, just take it as it is, what it is, criticism, and try to use that to make yourself better with your creativity. Right, Gemini, I hope, Cancer, sorry. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.